Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Thursday edition of TEXICcoin with Bobby Gray, your host, founder, and fearless leader of this little exciting project that we've got going on here. So another strange call tonight. On Tuesday night, I was running around from a meeting in Bedford to a meeting in Fort Worth. And tonight I'm hanging out with you as we're getting set up right now. Maybe I can spin the camera a little bit and show you where we're setting up now in Richardson for another meeting tonight with Team Kira in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So thanks for joining. A little strange. It won't be a long call again tonight because we've got people showing up any minute now for tonight's meeting that kicks off at 6:30. But it is important for me to be here to share my time with you Tuesday night and Thursday night to keep you in the loop on all things TEXICcoin. So today, I'm not sure how many of you already saw the message that I sent out earlier about my bank account getting closed. And so today I want to talk about my closed bank account and the audacity of TEXICcoin. So quick introduction. I started TEXICcoin back in January, and TEXICcoin, why did it show my ear like that? I wish it didn't show my ear like that. TEXICcoin is the summation of everything that I've been doing for the last 15 plus years in the realm of honest money and alternative currency. I was riding the gold and silver horse and buggy for a very long time, and not out of frustration, not out of envy, not out of anything other than just a desire to get my project further along faster. I got off the horse and buggy and boarded the Texcoin rocket ship. And that was a long time coming. It took me a long time, 12 years from the time that I created the original Bitcoin coin to the time that I finally said, I get it. I know everything there is to know about how to launch a cryptocurrency. I know enough people at leadership positions in the industry to make this thing successful. I have a mission. And that's really the most important part that was missing for a long time. The mission, the mission is Texit. The mission is Texas secession from the United States. It sounds absurd. It sounds almost as absurd as the idea of us starting our own cryptocurrency. But I assure you, as sure as I'm standing here today, that it's just as realistic. One is just as realistic as the other. And so all those things came together for me, the right place, the right time earlier this year for me to kick off TEXICcoin. And the project's moved very quickly. I'm proud and a little scared to say as well that it's gone a lot further and a lot faster than I ever expected. There are a number of reasons for that. One is I think that we're on to something good. One, I think that, when you have a good idea and, it hits at the right time, at the right place, that it just usually catches and starts to move in the right direction. So that's been really valuable for us. If we launched this project going into what they call a crypto winter, it would have been a lot more difficult. But crypto is up right now. A lot of people are saying that is because of the growth of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency ETFs. If you're familiar with the term electronically traded fund or exchange traded fund, ETFs are really going a long way to bringing institutional money into cryptocurrency, which is great because that's exactly what we're against. We're not really big fans of banks, and so I want to talk about that a little bit today as we get into the audacity of TEXICcoin. But that's what we created. It's gone very well. I'm very proud of the traction that it's gotten. We don't get a lot of negative feedback. I was at a meeting on Tuesday and somebody asked, like, what are the biggest challenges you have? I said, I don't really know. We're not coming up against challenges just yet. We're working through growing pains. We've got technology issues. We don't have all the resources yet we really want. But those things are a work in progress, and we're making progress on those things. So I don't really see any challenges. I don't see any major roadblocks or hurdles for us. It's just early. We're not wrong. We're just early. And so it takes time for us to put together the resources that we need in order for the project to really go mainstream. Our two parallel goals. One is to build the world's largest decentralized private mine that's owned by individuals, not mega banks, not mega corps, not foreign nations, but individuals, people like you and me that want to be in control of the security and the issuance and the safety of our own money. That's number one. And number two is, as we're building that mine, we're looking to establish TEXICcoin as a real usable currency, like what cryptocurrency was originally supposed to be. And so those are the missions, those are the goals. That's the work that we're doing each and every day, day in and day out. And so hopefully that brings you up to speed a little bit on the background of TEXITcoin. There are plenty of places where you can go to get more information about my personal journey and what's brought me to where I am today. But I want to give you the quick version again tonight because we got an event that's kicking off in just a few moments. But I want to talk tonight about what happened today. And it's kind of a double-edged sword because today the bank closed my account. This is Charles Schwab Bank. I've been banking with them for, 7 or 8 years. They actually sent me a warning a couple months ago, and they said, "Are you doing business activity on this personal account? There's transactions in there that look like they might be business-oriented. This is a personal account, and it's not supposed to be used for business." So they didn't come at me with no beef. But it's a major setback. It's an inconvenience. They freeze the funds. They give me access to them, make me withdraw them. And so it's not the end of the world. It's actually, they're treating it very nicely, but it's still an annoyance. But it's the whole reason why we're here today. In 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto, probably not his real name, probably really the CIA, published the original Bitcoin white paper, and it was outlining the method that was to be used technologically for digital peer-to-peer currency to actually work. We'll never really know exactly why Bitcoin came into existence. We have a clue that was published in the metadata of the first block that was ever mined. It's an actual article, clip from an article from the Times of London that says, "Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks." And so this is really the only, one of the only clues that we have as to what the actual motivation was that was driving the team that put together, the Bitcoin technology back in 2008. Maybe it was the house of cards that is paper money as the major reason behind this technological revolution. But as you know, at the same time that Bitcoin is coming into existence in 2008, I'm starting the American Open Currency Standard, doing essentially the exact same thing, just with a very different medium exchange, gold and silver coins. And so for me, this is kind of music to my ears because I hate banks. I hate fraud. I hate that we respect something, money, so deeply, and yet somebody else cooks it up out of thin air. I mean, there's a group of people somewhere that control the money printer. They make it whenever they want. They make as much of it as they want. They give it out to whomever they want. And yet we, the people, we still have such a high level of respect and reverence for money. Most of us equate money with hard work. We get it through the results of our efforts. We are building things. We're fixing things. We're creating things. We're waiting tables. We're, sweeping floors. Whatever it is that we do to earn money, we work for it. And so in our minds, we're equating hard work with money. And the harder we work and the better our idea is, the more money we get, the more money we accumulate. And to think that somebody out there, somewhere else in our country, just has to snap their fingers and create it out of thin air is like so mind-blowing for me. I just absolutely despise it. I hate that our country is so deeply in debt, and yet we're still bullying people in countries all over the world. How do we get away with that? How do we show such disrespect for democracy and still have the ability to impose it on other people and countries around the world? I mean, we're seeing it play out right now with this election thing, that the charade that they're putting on. They take somebody, they push him out of the race, they replace him with someone who got almost no votes whatsoever in the last round, and next thing you know, this person is going to be on the ballot without any kind of democratic process that got them there. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. I hate PayPal. I hate that my bank account was closed today. I hate that these things we have a situation where somebody can gatekeep our ability to participate in the economy. Hate's a strong word, and I assure you that it does not even scratch the surface of how I feel about my wife's grandparents, soul of the earth people, farmers in Oklahoma. These are like the epitome of like just standard Americans, and I hate that their savings was inflated away from them to the point where they had to go back and get jobs as greeters in order to make sure that they were able to have enough money to keep ends meeting in their world up until they died. What a shame. The fact that somebody has the ability to control the value of their money just at the snap of a finger, just at the drop of a hat, anytime, at the whim of a banker, that to me is about as despicable as it gets. And I want you to think about that, because that's why we're here today. Texcoin exists because Bitcoin was an incredibly great idea, a revolutionary idea in the realm of money and banking. For the first time in the history of money as we know it, all of a sudden now peers, individuals get to participate in the global economy. They don't have to go through a bank. They don't have to go through a government. Anyone that's got a smartphone is able to start and participate in the economy. They don't need anyone's permission to do it. And yet all of a sudden, over just the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, we've seen that totally change in crypto. And now everything is just slowly but surely moving its way back towards centralization. And that's a real shame, because we had something great and we let it go. And TEXITcoin is here to reverse that trend. I wanted to talk to a few moments about the audacity of TEXITcoin, because I made a comment yesterday. I'm not sure how many other people on this call caught it, but I was out at lunch having sushi with my wife, explaining TEXITcoin to our waiter. And Elliot and I, Elliot and our family, we know each other well. We've gone to the restaurant for years. And, we talk about markets. We talk about investment opportunities. We talk about gambling, sports betting, all kinds of, speculative type stuff. And so we got into the conversation about TEXITcoin. And he said, you know what this is? This is FOMO marketing. And I thought about it and I said, that's exactly what it is. This is FOMO marketing. And I'll explain what I think FOMO marketing is in just the next few moments. But I want to pause for a moment and tell you kind of what's happened in my mind since then, because, there's a fine line that is out there between confidence and cockiness. And when I thought about it, I'm like, FOMO marketing, what a great thing. What a great term to put on this. It's not network marketing. It's not MLM. It's not affiliate relationship. It could be any one of these things depending on who's having the conversation. But FOMO marketing sounds fun. That's right. Why? Because what's happening is this thing is beginning to build. It's beginning to grow. And our project's going to exist in really 3 phases. My wife explained this to me from her grandparents, some of their teachings. You got sleep, creep, and leap, right? It's just like planting. You put seeds in the ground, nothing happens for a long time. Everything's sleeping. There's things happening, but it's all under the soil. You can't see it. You have no idea what's going on. And then all of a sudden, a little sprout pops up. And we start the creep phase where you can see it. It's moving. It's alive. It's doing its thing. But, man, it's going slow. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you blink and boom, there's a bush or a vine that's full of tomatoes, and you're harvesting these things. It seems like it happened overnight. And I believe that our project is going to exist that exact same way. For the first couple months of TEXITcoin, it was tech stuff. It was, building out apps. It was figuring out security issues. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and still there is today. We made progress. It took us a while, but we got things going. And eventually we worked out the bugs that we had, and we were able to get onto our first exchange. And that first exchange is such an important milestone because it gives our product real world legitimacy. Sometimes the price is up, sometimes the price is down. It's going to yo-yo. It's going to be up a lot. It's going to be down a lot. I'm really hoping that you don't get too fixated on the price of TEXITcoin on the open market, but it is real. And it is on a public exchange, which means anyone can go there anytime and they can buy or they can sell. The market's wafer thin. It's incredibly fragile, but it's there and it's real. And we had the option back then to hold off, to not do that, to not bring that out right away. And we said, no, we told people we're going to do it. And the biggest thing that we always have to do is follow through on the things that we say we're going to do. That's what people are looking at. I keep telling you again and again, your 2 jobs are to watch our back and to hold me accountable. That's what we have to do to keep this project moving in the right direction towards the success that I know is coming our way. So that's what we did for a couple of months. It was sleep, behind the scenes stuff, not a lot to report, not a lot of updates, but we made progress. We've now moved on to what I consider to be the creep phase. Things are going slowly. We might see us, nudge up on the market a penny or two or down a penny or two. But now we're starting to see real results and real growth and real traction. And that's very exciting for me. And I am, nervous. I'm a little excited about going through this phase quickly and getting to the leap phase where all of a sudden overnight this thing explodes. We're getting picked up on major media outlets. We cash in some of the big aces up our sleeve that we have. And this thing takes a gigantic leap forward. We have a small supply, and so our price skyrockets, and we all go, well, that was a lot easier than we expected. So I'm excited about that, and that is coming our way. And it's really great to see it firsthand. I wish you all had the opportunity to watch these things as they develop firsthand like I do. And I try to share as much as I can with you. Some of it's good. Some of it's not good. You're always going to get the truth from me. You might not like what I have to say, but I'll always tell you the truth. That's, one of the things you should always count on from me. But again, there's a fine line between confidence in our project and cockiness in our project. And I feel like yesterday when I said FOMO marketing and I got all excited about that, it started to come off a little bit as cocky, and that's not the direction that I want to go. What is FOMO marketing? Okay, so a lot of the things, a lot of the people that got involved in this project early on came from a world that was totally different from traditional affiliate marketing or network marketing or multi-level marketing, whatever you want to call it. Don't like it, don't understand it, would never be caught dead participating in one of these things. I'm that guy. I've never done it before. I swore up and down I would never do it. And all of a sudden, we're running a company that sure looks and smells and feels a lot like some of those other things that are out there. There are major differences, like we talked about before. Number one, there's no requirement to recruit anyone to participate in our thing. Number two, there's nothing else you have to do. Once you sign up and you join, you're connected with the mine. The mine pays out, not charging you for electricity. We have different ways to deal with that are great. So there's nothing else you have to pay in. There's no auto ship. There's no continual rebuy for you to continue to be involved in TEXITcoin. So I think those are big differences. But setting those aside, still we're out there talking to people. And so when you think about it, you say, well, no. I would never be caught dead doing that. Well, all of a sudden our project is starting to grow, right? And it's happening in little areas. Sometimes there's a hot leg over on this side, or sometimes it's over on this side. So the momentum shifts around a little bit through our affiliate program. And I watch that. I see, something go really hot and I say, wow, that's great. We're making a lot of progress over there. But then what happens is some other group in the network sees that and they say, well, this thing's really moving. And I gotta tell all my friends about it because they're going to miss it as this thing starts to grow. Our price isn't going to be low for long. So we have to let people know that if they're going to jump in, now's a really great time to do it. And so next thing you know, we're talking to people about this project. We're telling people about TEXITcoin. We're excited about it. We're sharing that message with friends and family, just like in network marketing. And I think about how ridiculous that is, how I would never do that. And now all of a sudden I'm doing that. Why am I doing that? For the fear of missing out. I want my friends to win with me along on this project. I don't want them to miss it. I'm specifically right now coming up with a way to go back to people that are in the precious metals community so that they have an opportunity to get involved with precious metals instead of cash. It's like there are so many different communities out there that we can talk to about this project, and the message resonates with every single one of them. And next thing you know, we're doing exactly what we said we would never do. Why? Because we don't want them to miss out. And as our confidence in this project grows, as we see more results, as we see the tech assets come together that make TEXITcoin a reality and a possibility, as we see hot wallets being developed. I don't know if you saw that message that was sent out this last week, excuse me, a couple days ago. We are almost ready to release the hot wallet in both the iOS and the Android store. And that means you'll be able to have your TEXITcoin right there on your phone so that you can start to talk to merchants and business owners about it. If they have it on their phone and then they can take it and monetize it when they want to, now we have a real currency that's starting to take shapes, that's starting to take root. And we'll see the same challenge happen with that. It'll start out slow. It'll seem very difficult. And then all of a sudden it starts to catch on. We have more tools developing in the back end for merchants to be able to automatically monetize TEXITcoin, just like you can with Bitcoin right now. And as those things develop, it makes it easier for Texcoin to become a real currency. And again, that's one of our parallel goals. So that's what's happening. And as you see those things happening, you see what I see. You see that this thing is a real project, and we're really gonna make it work. And so as we move further along into our goals, and this is really one I want to communicate with you before I wrap up and call it a day. I want to communicate with you the idea that the value of Texcoin on the open market, I always hope, is linked to the results that we're able to create and accomplish, the goals we're able to accomplish in the marketplace. And what that means is, look, in September, as you already know, we're going over to Asia. If you want to join us, let us know, get a passport, let's book a ticket. But we're going to Korea, we're going to Thailand, we're going to Singapore. We're going to promote this all over Asia, which is our target market for the digital asset. And as we go over there and we engage people on the other side of the world and get them interested, we're creating demand for this thing. And the hope is that that creates more purchasing interest on the open market for Texcoin, starts to give it a stable floor for the value, or eventually starts to make that price go in the right direction. So as we're seeing these things happen, it's giving us more confidence. It's letting us know that we're following through. Once the market traders start to get involved, that's when we're going to see wild price swings up and down all over the place. Expect that. It happened with Bitcoin. It won't be much different for us as well. So watch out for that. But the point is that as those things begin to take shape and we're able to accomplish the goals in terms of our major strategies, our major mission, which is building the mine and establishing the currency, that will ultimately be the thing that creates the real value of Texcoin. And we always hope that that is reflected in the price of Texcoin on the open market. Some days it will, and some days it won't. Some days it'll be very hot, and Texcoin will be trading far, far above what we've accomplished so far and the tools that we've put out there for the market to use. And sometimes it'll be lower. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But again, that's not the final arbiter of the value of Texcoin. It's, are we moving towards our goal? Are we building the mine? Are we putting people back in control of crypto for the first time in a very long time? That's our goal. That's what we want to do. I've been wrestling with the possibility of Texcoin actually accomplishing its major goals. After this thought process I've gone through with this FOMO marketing thing that, again, I wrestle with. I did more research into the speed of Bitcoin. I did more research into how many people are out there building network marketing businesses that are successful. There's more than 21 million network marketers out there just in the U.S. alone. There's 3-4 million silver collectors in the U.S. alone. We have so many different communities that we can go to with our message of, hey, Bitcoin made a mistake. Let's bring cryptocurrency back to where it's supposed to be. Let's create that decentralized digital peer-to-peer currency alternative that we really need to protect our savings, to secure value, and to give people the ability once again to be their own banks and to not have to be dependent or at the mercy of a central bank or a bank shutting out their account or getting cut off from the financial system. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're here. A little setback today with my bank account being closed. I switched over to a credit union, relinked my Zelle. So again, if you send a Zelle or try to send a Zelle in the last couple of days and it didn't go through, that's why. Finally figured it out. It shut down my account. So we'll have little setbacks like this along the way. But like I said before, I'm going to wake up every day. I'm going to go to work building Texcoin and making sure that we're moving towards accomplishing our two goals: building the world's largest decentralized mine here in Texas and establishing Texcoin as a real usable currency that people can use to transact with merchants and businesses, that doesn't get frozen and locked out at the whim of some banker somewhere. Okay, a couple of minutes here till our event kicks off in Richardson. Thanks so much for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with most of you again on Tuesday night. Let me see if I can spin this real quick just so you can see what's going on here. Doors are opening in just a moment, and we're all set up. Okay, thank you very much for joining. I look forward to seeing most of you, or a lot of you as well, in Cedar Hill on Saturday morning. Coffee, donuts are on us, and we'll learn everything you never wanted to know about cryptocurrency